you for letting me live my YouTube dreams